It's raining cats and dogs outside. In fact, it's rained so much that it's caused a brownout. So I don't have any lights on right now, and I can show you just how unstable the electricity is right now. There is a single LED bulb in this circuit board, and you can see that it's just blinking on and off, or it will vary in intensity. Yeah, so something's going on out at our main substation. It's still raining and the power is still out. I gotta figure out how to make breakfast with no electricity. And it's cold, but it's so humid that I am sweating. Desperate times call for desperate measures, so I've pulled out trusty Instant Dhokla package. I had to get closer to the door so I could actually read the instructions. 400 milliliters of water. And this is a 400 gram packet, so that means it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Luckily, I have this extra kitchen counter space next to my oven, so I can take advantage of the outside light. Gotta open my package here. I don't want any of this flying out. You can see what's in here. Usually Kaman Dhokla is fermented batter, but this already has our Bengal gram flour, aka besan, sugar, citric acid, sodium bicarbonate, iodized salt, may contain traces of wheat, milk, or nuts. Fine. Okay, this stuff is good for a year. Okay, let's get down to business. Let's cut this open. Let's turn on our scale. Hello! We'll select tear. I only want to use half of this package, so I'm going to measure out 200 grams. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Almost there. $200 milliliters. It's so humid in here, even the glasses are fogging up. The storm just intensified, so it got considerably darker in here. I just want to add a little bit of water at a time because we want to make sure that all of the lumps get whisked out. And people always say you should only mix dhokla batter in one direction. I don't know what the logic is behind that, but we'll stick to it. They've added citric acid and sodium bicarbonate to this because normally Kaman Dhokla is fermented and it creates its own bubbles. We have to chemically induce the bubbling. Okay, I think it's time for a little more water. We can see that the chemical reaction has started to take place. You don't want to overmix this or you lose all of the air also. Need to make sure what's in the whisk comes out of the whisk. You can see it's dry pieces were stuck at the top. And the rest of our water. That looks good to me. I'm not seeing any huge lumps. The instructions say to cover for 10 minutes and let it rest. So that's what we're doing. I need to set up my steamer, so I've got a trivet in my pot. I'm going to add some water on top. It's important that the water level does not reach the bottom of my steamer rack. Put the steamer rack in here and the lid on. Like this baby. I need to oil my dhokla pan. Just going to spray some oil in here. Then I'm just going to take a napkin. We don't want to over oil this or it makes the dhokla fall and it becomes soggy and hard on the bottom. So just wipe out any of the excess. It got so dark in here that I had to pull out the emergency light. Even with the emergency light, it's still only this bright in my kitchen. Our batter is rested. Look at how bright yellow that is. Sorry if this is really grainy because the light is so low. Let's get this in here. You can see this is a pretty thick batter. I probably should have given it one stir before I put it in here. Looks like some of the citric acid and the water has separated out. We'll just give it a little bit of a stir in here. I'm afraid I'm letting all of the air out. I hope this dhokla doesn't fall. And we're just supposed to drop the pan one time to let out the excessive air bubbles, and so the bottom, or the top I should say, kind of flattens out. Whew. Okay, that was maybe too much. There we go. It's time to put this in the steam. I don't want this water to drip down onto the dhokla at the beginning, so I'm just going to wipe this clean. Very carefully put this in. Why is this so high? I'm having a brain fart. I forgot I don't need this in here. Just very gently slide this in. Oh, make sure it's level. Put the lid back on. Check out how humid it is in this house, guys. Look. Hi. I wonder if any of my neighbors can see this. Our hanging is over, so I just need to turn off the heat and let it sit. Done. Oof. Looks like removing the lid made it fall a little bit. I had to put it back on and let it rest. Because I mixed this in the pan, it didn't pull away like it's supposed to, so I had to run a ring around. Let's see if this thing will flip and come out. The pan is still just a little bit warm. Give it a little tap. This is what happens when you have too much oil. It gets this weird little skin. Part of it comes out of the pan, part of it doesn't. This is where the real dhokla magic happens. We're going to put in a quarter cup of water and get that hot. Okay, it's boiling now. I can turn off the heat. I'm going to pour that hot water. I'm going to stir in 1 tablespoon of sugar. I need exactly 1 tablespoon of oil. It's very dark in here. Let's see if I can move my emergency light and you can see better. Oh, that's a lot of white out. What about it? Okay, I'll just have to be hand lighting it. There must be some residual water in there. You can hear it popping. I've got exactly a half of a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Crackling. Oops, I bumped this. I've got half of a teaspoon of cumin seeds. I've got 1 chopped green chili. I've got some ginger. Oh, sorry. I keep bumping the camera. I apologize. I've got curry leaves. And I've got 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds. Turn that heat off. Swirl it around here. We're going to pour that directly into our water mixture from before. I let the oil cool off so it didn't splatter. And I need the juice of half of a lime, so in my lime goes. Look at springy. It's time to cut our dhokla. Let's see. Give it a turn. Bad. Look at this. It's very spongy. Squeezy. Now it's time for the magic water. Just spoon this over the top.
Calculations, formulas.
Not bad for cooking in the dark.